Hey guys, welcome. I am just having fun casting replays, so I just, instead of leaving, have just moved along, and I will be getting into another game of us all to just enjoy. We're spawning directly on top of Liquid.HayprO, the blue Zerg in the top right. He is going to be going up against a Korean guy. I don't know who this is. If anybody knows who it is, let me know. I would love a translation of his name. In fact, if you do know, please tell me, and I can at the very least update the video title with the player's name, and I'll even give you a shout out in the description, just saying like hooray for this user. So just any help there would be much appreciated. He's going to be a Protoss player. So we're going to have a ZVP of one of Liquid's favorites, going to be going up against a. Wait a second, that pylon I think is actually too far back to get a tight wall. Maybe? This could be an interesting little start to this game. Alright, so let's see what HayprO can do. HayprO is one of those players that people were a little bit uncertain of, but he's really starting to show, actually really has been showing, how solid he is. His macro is very, very good. When he can follow his plan, he's really one of the tip-top people in the entire world. He can sometimes get a little messed up with, and then his adaptations can be a little iffy. But normally he's really at the top of his game. He's can be very hard to deal with. So now we're gonna watch as Korean is. I don't even know what to refer to him as. Maybe just the Protoss guy, but he's just gonna go ahead and steal some minerals. HayprO's doing a really nice job of just spamming the right click to make sure that drone was actually always mining and not really getting screwed up by the fact that the Korean guy was trying to just eliminate a mineral patch from HayprO's early game and choose one of the closer ones that's more efficient from mining. It's a nice little thing to do. But HayprO's just gone ahead, thrown down his pool, and just playing normal. Normally, he'll probably just throw down his hatchery in a second or two once he feels comfortable with it. But there will be that forge, and that forge is in a good spot. I think this is one space back, so he can't actually get a full wall with 3 buildings, but he might still be able to. Mouse cursor, I feel like there's still one zealot choke there. But oh, HayprO! Oh, HayprO is going for the Evo chamber block. This is seriously frustrating, but this is one of the reasons why you should be very happy as a toss if you go for that faster forge. Nexus first. This is hellish to deal with. With the forge, early forge, at least you can throw down a cannon or something. And with this spot for the Evo chamber, a cannon here, which is your normal spot for the cannon, will still be able to attack it, and it'll be a lot better off. But it seems that he's going to go ahead and delay his cannon for some reason. Okay, and if you guys are wondering, when you plow down the hatchery and cancel it, a block of creep actually stays behind. So for a split second, you can build another building here. And then Evo Chamber is your least expensive, highest health building you can get to put down there. And then that lets you do this block. So any of you Zerg players out there, don't steal that because I will cry. I'm a toss player. I won't cry, but it'll just be frustrating. So the natural has gone down for HayprO in another spot because this place was blocked down for a while by the probe. But this is by far the most interesting thing about this early part of the game. So Pile's been thrown down. There the cannon done, and Gateway is down. We do have a 1 zealot wide choke, so it looks like this pile, even back here, is still enough to get the full choke unless there's a gap there that we're just not fully seeing. A Ling might be able to. I don't think it can, actually. I think that's tight. I'm going to go ahead and assume it's tight. I'm assuming this Korean guy's got it down pat. So there we see HayprO target fire the probe. Yes, good move. We get it. Oh, the probe's gonna run away. It'll be fine. Oh, he almost got that probe. That would have been huge. But we do see that third base has gone down for HayprO. So it looks like we're in for a normal standard macro game. However, we can see the delay time on this Nexus is huge and it's definitely paid off for HayprO with the investment of 75 minerals plus the Evo chamber. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You see his natural expansion is almost done at the time that this Nexus is put down, and that is really different because sometimes in a Forge Fast expansion you have the Nexus going down before the natural's hatchery. So the timings are working out quite well for HayprO at the start of this game. It's funny, I was actually doing what can mess him up a little bit. But HayprO's not moving in with his Overlord. I have to be careful of the cannon. See, he's actually taking a couple of shots. There we go. But he's seen the Nexus. That's all he wanted to see, was to confirm the Nexus, to make sure that the Korean isn't just doing something weird, like going for a mass gateway early timing attack with 4 gates, maybe even +1, who knows. But something weird looks like is not going to be coming to play. At the very least, not for the next minute or two. So with this hatchery now done, HayprO is now fully onto these 3 bases. His gases have now completed, and actually look at how late those gases too. Those are probably put down around 40, mid-30s, late 30s even. So his gas is going to be coming in just now. He actually only has 2 guys in his top gas. I really hope that's on purpose, HayprO. But you see he's starting to spread his creep. He only has that one creep tumor out in the field, yet his queen is still moving in there. It's still being built over here. He's getting his third gas now. And it looks like he is still only has 2 guys in this top extractor. I think that only harms 40 gas a minute. I want to say 40 gas a minute is the time that would be able to, or 60 gas a minute. I think it's 40 minerals a minute and 60 gas a minute per mineral and per gas geyser. So Korean is just going to go ahead and throw on Twilight Council. It's going to be great for getting his next set of upgrades. He'll be able to completely get them continuously produced. And he's going to get 5 gates. So he could do an early attack, possibly with Blink, and go for lots of aggression over there. But he got another Sentry. His gases are done. +1 is getting close to completion. And HayprO is going to move in and see all of those gateways. So he knows that aggression is a distinct possibility. Very nice time for this Overlord to move in and see this. I don't believe he's seen the Twilight Council though, unless he sacrificed that top Overlord in sooner. No, oh actually it's just outside of my range of vision. But yeah, that Overlord could easily move in and see this Twilight Council. It's very, very close to. It will die. So HayprO maybe do something weird like throwing it to the left and then down to try and see if anything's hidden in this area. But as of right now, it's looking solid. The +2 is getting chronoed out. We've got 1 gate just not being a warp gate quite yet. He does have a hotkey for all of his gateways, so you can definitely check that out quite easily. Probably won't stay that way for very long. But just looking around the upgrades, we do see that hallucinations coming out. That's a pretty big deal. And I want him to hallucinate probes. That's really actually a viable thing that you can kind of do, is to hallucinate probes, because you get 4 probes per hallucination, then you get a lot of tanking from that, especially with a lot of just individual attacks from things like Lings. I've never actually seen that done in a big push. No, I have! I saw Vile Satan. That's where I got the original idea from. But that was a long time ago. It was on Nerazim Crypt when I saw him do that, and that's clearly a long time ago. Plus, it was against Sen, and he was kind of trolling Sen after Sen already pretty much had the game won. He was just being his normal hilarious self. So at the end, he just did that for just for the funs, for funsies. I hope I'm not lying. I really think it was him. But State's just a great person in general, so that's one of the reasons why it's just always good to mention him. If you're watching this, I don't know why you would, State, but hi, you're awesome. But look at this fast third. Nice third time. Around 10 minutes it was put down, so just solid macro coming out from all the players. Blink is being researched, and we have a Dark Shrine. Okay, so we're going to have DTs coming in. Not the fastest DTs ever, but it might be enough to surprise HayprO. HayprO has got a macro hatch on the way. He has an Evo about to complete the Carapace upgrade, so that's going to be a nice little thing. His Spire is going down too, so he's preparing for Spire, and he's getting a 4th base, but he has 6 gas mutas incoming. Unfortunately, Dark Shrine's actually going to be done faster than the Spire, barely. And what this means is the fact that HayprO is probably going to be trying to bring in, at very least, 8 mutas when the guys are going to be DT's going to be attacking him. But he's going to go ahead and start trying to feint, do a little bit of aggression, moving in, just trying to set himself up for a nice thing. And there's a good little move to actually try to hold position those links, make sure they don't get surrounded or force fielded on the ramp like that almost happened. So now we're going to Roaches just going to be ranging the rocks. And if you can continue to be aggressive, just poke around and... Oh, this Lings are going to move in over here. They're going to try and move in, but there's no probe line to actually damage. These Roaches are going to go ahead and continue hitting the rocks instead of moving in. HayprO not setting up for that big attack. Well, let's see. Oh, the proxy pile on the right. 3 GTs are coming in. We've got 9 mutas coming in from HayprO right now. He's got a couple more, but he's got no detection. The layer is up, though, and DTs are going to have 17 seconds before an Overseer is completed, assuming HayprO realizes exactly what's going on. But there we have the first attack. It's hitting the Queen. The Queen may fall, but we should see some Overseers going down. We've got the DT hitting the Queen in the third as well, and the main Queens are getting targeted, and that's going to be a really big thing. HayprO, where's your detection? Where's your Overseers? You've got 11 drones coming. You're taking losses from this Templar. This other Templar is now starting to take down a ton of drones, and every single base, even guys on gas are being targeted down. That's really bad. There we finally have an Overseer coming in. Finally the Overseer's going over there, but we can see this Templar's got 11 kills. The one in the... Where did you go in the one? You're following those drones with your 7 kills, and now you have this Templar here with 11 kills. This guy's still getting some damage done. Now we're going to see it finally getting taken down, but where looks like the 3 overseers are now in play, and we've got no more DTs on the field. However, let's take a look at the units lost tab. We see, oh my god, 32 drones were killed. Oh dear god, 11 are coming in. We have 54. 11 should be enough to stabilize HayprO a little bit, but the mutas have now been revealed. They see cannon, yes. Cannons over here, yes. Cannons in the main, a single cannon. But Temple, oh, there's a cannon already completed. But Temple Archives is now in play, getting down that side storm. That's going to be really big if those can get their explosions down. Against these. Against the mutas as they come in. We've got a lot of stars coming in. Blink is there. It's been there for a while, but it wasn't used for an all-in. But the +3 attack is about to complete, and that's the biggest thing. +3 Blink Stalkers are pretty good against unupgraded smaller numbers of mutas. And we can see that Korean is even well, I just keep calling him Korean, apparently. The Korean guy is now getting his 4th base up, and that's going to be really, really big. You can see how many cannons he's putting down, trying to be safe. I really actually want to see him throw down some gateways over here, too, to further block these in from any amounts of lings. That'll be a great move to make sure they're able to be defended. And now we're going to have those said lings coming in, and without that block on those cannons, we're going to see that these make it 4. Never mind, they'll be saved by Blink Stalkers. And we see one Stalker may fall, and it falls. Hooray, HayprO sacrifices a ton of lings to kill a single Stalker and damage 1 cannon. I think he got the probe. No, the probe's actually still alive, too. So that's not exactly the most successful attack. We see the Stalkers here are getting more than enough to force back those mutas. And so if HayprO can't actually use the mutas, that's going to hurt. But his cloud is growing. He's getting his +2 attack for those mutas. And with the cloud growing, he's got a lot of opportunities. But the cannon count is really large. We're seeing pylon wall instead of gateway. So now we're seeing another. Now we've got a big engagement down here. Lings are getting forced off. Those mutas are still in play. But watch as they're getting damaged. Roaches are doing a good bit of damage themselves. But the muta count is decreasing so much. HayprO does have a good do a good job as a combat. The roaches and lings are still alive. HayprO may be able to shut down this base once he kills off those units as they come in, but HayprO needs to reinforce this really, really quickly. The proxy pylon is not bringing in any more DTs or anything. Right now, Karina is just being forced to try and defend. The roach is doing a lot of damage. HayprO has lost of a dozen mutas at least, and he is still able to be aggressive. And look at those couple mutas that are just so far in the red. Looks like the Korean has managed to defend that base, but HayprO has just put down another base of his, so he's going to be having at the very minimum 5 bases running at this point. But did he just miss, or did he see it? Okay, he did see it. Okay, so now going to move it and kill it. Alright. And the probe is going to get targeted down. Good. So goodbye, proxy pylon. No more DTs from up there, but we have a single ling. I think is watching for cannons or something so mutas can move in and start harassing this mineral line. Let's look at the economies of both players. You have 76 drones and 74 probes. HayprO hasn't really killed any probes, but 32 drones have been killed, and that's really nice. But look at this force of HayprO. He's here, he's 2-2, and he's got Banes. He's got a lot of Banes, and look at the lack of sentries. Those Banes, when they connect, are going to be huge in damage. Now we're seeing a ton of Zealots going to come in, but they're not so good against Banes. They're going to move in. Now we're watching HayprO deal a ton of damage. Look at the blue balls just moving in. Oh, God, killer just said that. And now we're going to move in and watch the rolling Banes moving in as they're going to go ahead and just continue starting to attack. As they're going to go ahead and move in to start working. We see Psystorm's going down as a lot of... Oh, yeah, everything is getting hit. Right now, we're going to see that the Korean has actually managed to defend. Looks like we're going to see that he is not aware of that top left base. So now we're going to have Lings streaming in. There is no wall. There's no way to wall in over here. We see Chrono on all those gates, but Psystorm, nice storm, going to hit a lot of those guys. The cannons that were there to defend against the mutas are now going to make this do literally nothing. That's an unfortunate loss for HayprO. That's a lot of just possibilities for control that he has just lost. Now we're seeing a lot of Templar being warped in. If HayprO is staying Bane Ling, and Muta, those Psystorms are going to be huge, devastating. And oh, we just see a storm right here. The Templar, is it going to die? Is it going to be able to cast a storm? It's going to fall. No storm's going to go down. It does fall, and that's really, really bad. Now the Lings are going to move in and deal a ton of damage. You see Zealous have been warped in. There's a blink from Stalkers get into the main base, but these Lings are still dealing damage in this mineral line over here. And now HayprO is starting to get some good bit of harassment done on his part. We can see that now we're seeing 16 again. Oh, he's going to kill the upgrade. Yes. Nice pick off by HayprO. Good job delaying that. Problem is 3-1 is already done. HayprO is now switched over to Infestors. His hive is done. We see no greater spire, but we do see an ultra cavern. Oh, HayprO's going for ultras right now. He's getting his 3-3, and yes, yes, we finally see Adrenal Glands. I love it when this upgrade comes into play. It is so much fun. And we're gonna have cracklings, our 3-3 cracklings onto this field. Okay, so now, looks like the Lynx are sitting here waiting for a run by of some sorts. With these infestors in play, if we can get some really, really good fungals on top of the army of Korean, don't know how to say whatever it is that this actually means. Good fungals are going to be really, really key, because if those Stalkers can't blink back and they're bunched up, those Lynx and Ultras are going to deal a ton of DPS. The Archons, though, are going to do a very helpful job of dealing with those Ultras. But here we have HayprO moving in once again. Looks like the wall is going to be made with the DT. That's kind of a nice move, but too bad it was miswarped in and will not be able to lock down anything. This cannon is going to fall. Templar is going to fall. We see another attack moving in down here. Nice move. That Templar is going to die with no storms cast. And now we're going to have these Lynx continue to deal damage. There's still 2-2 though, so Zealots are going to be super effective. Look at the wall with those DTs. Nice little thing, but probes are still getting hit in all of these bases, but there's a big storm. However, the Lynx are going to escape. Maybe. No, the storm. Oh, they're going to be able to pick off that Templar. Yo, that's kind of big. But now this DT will be more than enough to clean up. Oh, actually, the Link actually evaded that attack. But we're going to see Infested Terran also dropped over here. And now we're seeing the attack down here. Ultras are going to be able to move in and deal a lot of damage. Psystorm is being cast. There's a lot of Blink Stalkers. They can blink back and do a good job of... There's the Fungals. That's going to stop them doing the good job of blinking back to make sure they don't get hit. But this Archon is tanking so much. And HayprO doesn't have very many Fungals left. Now we're going to see Lings come in. This Archon is going to do so much damage to those Lings. And now we're going to see that it does die, but HayprO is still looking like he's going to win a ZVP with Ultras being the end game instead of the Broods. And we could see some more Archons being made. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case, but right now HayprO is controlling this game really, really, really nicely as all of the Ultras are coming in. 7 Ultras. That's an insane amount of Ultras, and we're going to watch him prize move in for a death roll fairly soon. Okay. We have 60 Ts. That's going to be actually really big, but they're still going to get hit by the splash damage from the Ultras. And the Banes that are coming to play are going to deal a ton of damage against those said DTs. As you notice, DTs, if you look at their little modifiers, they are light. And the Banes with +3 do a lot of damage against light. And 47 damage is almost not a 2-shot. I think it's technically a 3-shot on those Dark Templar. So it's going to be a 3-shot. Those only need 3 Banes, and if they get good solutions, we'll kill off all of those Templar. But now we're going to watch as we're going to see them moving in. Ultras, Banes, everything crushing in. We've got a great Psystorm. The Banes, however, are still making connections, and those Ultras are doing work. The DTs are actually managing to stay alive. Notice their shields are down, but that's about it, because there's nothing else for those Ultras to target, and that's a really nice move by the Korean to make sure that he can defend this. Looks like he will. We will not be seeing the end game happening right now, but look at the repositioning of these Infestors. 3rd time's a charm. And they're going to be going ahead and moving, and this entire Probot is going to be dead if they don't get pulled, but there they are falling down. There's not even any missile upgrades for these Infested Terran, and they're still doing work. HayprO is once again getting the max, and the Korean is now at 68 food. This is looking a little bit worse for it, but there's the GG. The Korean leaves the game. HayprO ends up killing more workers in the end. So very nice job by HayprO. That was quite the game. I really wish I knew who this Korean was, so I could go ahead and comment on just general knowledge about him, but instead I just have to use the matchup and what we see here. This Korean guy did a very, very good job. He got that +3 attack so quickly. He handled the mutas incredibly well. He got his 4th base up, and then HayprO ends up winning with Ultras. A big part of that was the fact that Banelings were mixed in to do those really big splash damage, meaty shots to kill off anything that he could. But HayprO's transitions were impeccable. He got the Infestors out fairly soon after those mutas, so he did that, utilized the transition into the Hive Tech. He could have theoretically gone just straight to Broodlords, not even worried about the Infestors, just Infestation Pit, Hive, and then when the Hive finishes, you just start the Greater Spire, you get Corruptors, and you push in with all of that pretty quickly. It doesn't really make that much sense to do it without the Infestors, because they're just so important in making that composition effective, but he ends up doing that, but with the Infestors first and then getting Ultras out. There's a very logical progression, plus he got the Crackling upgrade, making those Lings just so much more effective with their just increase in attack speed. So it was really, really good stuff by him. The 3-3 upgrades quickly from Zerg is a treat to see. So So I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed that, but at this point, I do believe I need to go. So I will just say goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed. Um, I've made a site if you want to go check that out. I'll upload all the replays of the games I casted on there. So if you want to take a look at this stuff, you easily can. But I'm just gonna say goodbye. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed.